Welcome, film aficionados, to another episode of Real Talk, where we delve into the depths of cinematic strangeness. I'm your host, Josh Bell, and today we're taking a look into the bizarre world of the Garbage Pail Kids. Brace yourselves for a roller coaster ride through a film that's anything but ordinary. The Garbage Pail Kids is kind of a cult classic film that takes viewers on a surreal journey into the world of an antique store inhabited by grotesque and misfit characters. The film centers around a young boy named Dodger who discovers these bizarre inhabitants hidden in a mysterious garbage pail in the store's basement. Dodger is a victim of bullying and seeks refuge in the antique store where he works. One day, he accidentally unleashes the Garbage Pail Kids, a group of peculiar and grotesque creatures that come to life. These unconventional characters, with their own bizarre traits and appearances, decide to help Dodger with his problems, from creating clothes to confronting bullies. As Dodger's adventures with the Garbage Pail Kids unfold, the film showcases their unusual abilities and strange behaviors. From Valerie Vomit with her comically exaggerated vomiting to Alligator with an alligator head as a hat, the film fully embraces the absurdity of the source material. Throughout the story, Dodger learns important life lessons, including how to stand up to bullies, celebrate differences, and find beauty and wonder in unconventional places. The film presents a narrative through the lens of childhood innocence and a sense of wonder, encouraging viewers to embrace their inner child. While the film faithfully adapts the bizarre trading cards that inspired it, the film's unconventional visuals and narrative push the limits of what is considered palatable in mainstream cinema. It remains a unique and memorable entry in the world of cult cinema, celebrated by a niche audience. The surreal and unconventional film may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it has earned a dedicated following for its quirky charm and unforgettable characters. The Garbage Pail Kids is a film that embraces unconventional and offbeat aesthetics, pushing the boundaries of Main Street cinema. The visual style of the film is a direct reflection of the infamous Garbage Pail Kids trading cards, which are known for their grotesque and humorous characters. It successfully brings these trading cards to life with a visual approach that mirrors the bizarre and misfit characters featured on those cards. The result is a visually striking experience that's unlike anything else in cinema. The characters in the Garbage Pail Kids are a sight to behold. They feature comically exaggerated features and quirks, such as oversized glasses, peculiar headgear, and grotesque expressions. These unconventional character designs are executed with a high level of detail, including elaborate costumes and prosthetic makeup that transform the actors into these peculiar beings that they portray. Each character pushes the boundaries of conventional character design, embracing the absurdity of the source material. The film's aesthetics are surreal and uncanny, often creating an unsettling atmosphere. It's probably a deliberate choice that enhances the overall quirkiness of the narrative. The combination of unconventional character design, detailed costumes, and prosthetic makeup results in a visual experience that challenges our expectations. The grotesque and humorous collide in a visually striking manner, making the film an audacious cinematic experience. While the film does remain faithful to the source material in terms of aesthetics, it challenges the boundaries of what's considered visually palatable in mainstream cinema. The film's unconventional visuals may be memorable, but they can also be unsettling for some viewers. The characters and their appearances can be both bizarre and discomforting, creating a unique visual landscape that defies all conventions. The film's aesthetics are a deliberate embrace of the bizarre and unconventional. The visual style, character design, and surreal elements create a distinctive cinematic experience, making it a memorable entry in the world of cult cinema. It's a film that fully commits to its eccentric and unique visual style, which has garnered it a dedicated following among fans of offbeat cinema. The Garbage Pail Kids features a musical score composed by Michael Lloyd. The score, much like the rest of the movie, is unconventional and fits the offbeat nature of the story. The music attempts to capture the whimsical and offbeat atmosphere of the narrative. It uses quirky and playful melodies that align with the bizarre and grotesque characters' antics. The score's primary goal is to complement the absurdity and eccentricity of the film. It's important to note that the film's primary focus is on its peculiar characters and their outrageous situations. As a result, the music, while fitting, I guess, in its own peculiar way, doesn't take center stage or do anything to help drive the narrative. Instead, it plays more of a supporting role, enhancing the quirkiness of the film without ever becoming a very dominant element. The music adds to the overall nature of the movie. It complements the absurdity of the characters and their adventures, serving as a sonic backdrop to the on screen eccentricities. The score aligns with the film's unconventional aesthetics and narrative, contributing to the unique and somewhat memorable atmosphere. It is important to highlight that the score doesn't follow the conventions of a typical film score. Instead of a grand orchestral compositions or melodic themes, it opts for more of a whimsical and quirky tunes that match their reverent tone. The score is a fitting component of the film's eccentric atmosphere. It adds to the overall bizarre nature, and it does complement the absurdity of the characters and their adventures. While not conventional, it serves its purpose in enhancing the film's eccentricity and helping it to remain very unique. The music is in harmony with the film's unconventional aesthetics, creating an auditory experience that mirrors the visual and narrative quirks of this classic cult film. The Garbage Pail Kids incorporate several thematic elements, although they may be somewhat overshadowed by the overtly bizarre and unsettling characters and narrative. But at its core, the film conveys a message of embracing differences. The Garbage Pail Kids themselves are the embodiment of uniqueness and individuality. Their grotesque appearances and peculiar behaviors set them apart from the world, yet they find acceptance and friendship within their own group. This theme encourages viewers to look beyond outward appearances and celebrate diversity in a world that often values conformity. The film's characters stand as a reminder that it's our differences that make us special and worthy of acceptance. The film also explores the theme of standing up to bullies. Dodger is repeatedly tormented by bullies at the antique store. However, with the help of the Garbage Pail Kids, he learns to confront his tormentors and assert himself. This theme highlights the importance of self-confidence and resilience in the face of adversity. It sends a message that one should not tolerate mistreatment and should find the courage to stand up against those who seek to harm or belittle them. The film also presents a narrative through the lens of children, emphasizing their youthful innocence and sense of wonder. The film invites viewers to rediscover the world with a childlike curiosity, even in the midst of chaos and absurdity. The film suggests that there is beauty and meaning to be found in unconventional places. It encourages adults to embrace their inner child, reminding us that the world can be a place of limitless possibilities and imagination. While these thematic elements are present in the film, they might be somewhat overshadowed. Let's face it, they are overshadowed by the overtly bizarre and unsettling characters and narrative. The film's primary focus is on the absurd, on the irreverent, and the themes, while they are significant and important, are not as central as they might be in a more conventional narrative. The unusual characters and surreal scenarios take precedence over deeper exploration of any of the themes. The film incorporates the themes of embracing differences, standing up to bullies, and celebrating innocence. They're present, but not prominent. The eccentric characters, the unique tone becomes the focus. Absurdity and irreverence are what we're looking at here, and not a strong thematic emphasis. Let's take a look at the people who helped to bring this movie together. First, with the cast, we have Mackenzie Astin taking on the central role of Dodger, the young boy who finds himself in a world of absurdity when he stumbles upon the Garbage Pail Kids. Astin's performance as Dodger is a challenging one, as he must convey a sense of wonder, confusion, and growth throughout the film. His character serves as the audience's entry point into the bizarre world. And then the heart and the soul of the film are the Garbage Pail Kids characters, portrayed by a talented team of puppeteers and performers who do their best to bring the bizarre beings to life. Behind the grotesque makeup and costumes are skilled individuals who use physicality and expressions to create distinct and memorable personalities for each character. Their work is a testament to the dedication required to bring such unconventional characters to the screen. Director Rod Amato faced a unique challenge of adapting the infamous Garbage Pail Kids trading cards into some kind of live action film. His vision was to capture the irreverence and bizarre nature of the cards while translating them into a cinematic format. Amato's direction guides the film's audacious and unconventional narrative, maintaining a sense of absurdity throughout. And as we talked about earlier, composer Michael Lloyd was tasked with creating a whimsical and quirky score to match the offbeat and eccentric atmosphere in the film. While his music adds to the overall bizarre nature of the movie and complements the absurdity, it's not a conventional film score. It doesn't help to push anything forward, it just enhances the film's quirkiness. The cast and crew played crucial roles in bringing this offbeat and unconventional film to life. Their commitment to embracing the bizarre and delivering a one of a kind cinematic experience is evident throughout the film, making it a memorable entry into the world of cult cinema. The talented puppeteers and performers deserve special recognition for their ability to breathe life into the kids, creating memorable and unforgettable on screen presence, even if they are really strange. Now, the Garbage Pail Kids may be seen today as a bit of a cult classic, but it's definitely not without its share of shortcomings. One of the most glaring issues in the Garbage Pail Kids is the quality of the special effects. The film relies heavily on animatronic puppets to bring the Garbage Pail Kids to life, and unfortunately, the execution falls short. The puppets often come across as clunky and unconvincing, which is very distracting and takes viewers out of the story. The limitation of the technology at the time are evident, and this can be a significant drawback for modern audiences. The film's pacing is another area of concern. The plot meanders, and the transitions between scenes are really disjointed. The uneven pacing makes it a challenge for viewers to stay engaged with the story, especially if you're not familiar with what Garbage Pail Kids trading cards are. The film's episodic structure and lack of a real cohesive narrative arc are also a drawback for those of us who seek a more straightforward and even engaging storyline. The film primarily features characters who are meant to be humorous caricatures, but the film misses an opportunity to provide any depth or development to these characters. This lack of depth makes it challenging for us as the audience to form any emotional connection with the kids. They remain one-dimensional and exist primarily for the visual gags, which limits the film's ability to have any form of emotional impact. The film's humor is a mixed bag. While some viewers may appreciate the over the top and irreverent humor, others find it off putting or juvenile. The film's attempts at humor can sometimes cross into crass or uncomfortable territory, potentially alienating certain audiences. The film's reliance on gross out humor and visual gags may not be to everyone's taste. The film is niche with a very specific target audience. Those who were fans of the trading cards in the 1980s or those who enjoy unconventional and quirky cinema. This limited appeal can make it difficult for the film to resonate with a broader audience, and it may be challenging to watch for viewers who aren't already invested in the concept. The film's eccentricities and bizarre characters won't appeal to a more mainstream audience. And some elements of the film may be viewed as culturally insensitive by today's standards. The film includes characters and situations that could be considered offensive or inappropriate and can be problematic for a modern audience. The film's content may be considered offensive or at the least in poor taste, which can be a drawback for today's viewers. So, The Garbage Pail Kids is a film that has its own unique charm and a dedicated fan base, but it's important to acknowledge its shortcomings. The technical limitations, pacing issues, lack of character development, and polarizing humor make it a challenge to watch for many viewers. However, there are those who appreciate its eccentricity and nostalgia factor, which is why it has become a cult classic. Now, for my favorite part, where we get to look at a little bit of trivia and add some depth to the film. The Garbage Pail Kids is based on a series of trading cards that gained infamy in the 1980s. These trading cards, created by Topps, featured grotesque and humorous characters on collectible cards. The film adaptation aimed to bring these cards to life, retaining the irreverent and bizarre spirit of the original trading card series. Upon its release, the Garbage Pail Kids faced considerable controversy and criticism. Many parents and educators were appalled by the film's grotesque characters and unconventional themes, which were seen as inappropriate for a younger audience. The trading cards themselves were already the subject of controversy, with some schools banning them due to their content. But despite its initial negative reception, the Garbage Pail Kids has developed a cult following over the years. Fans of unconventional and offbeat cinema have embraced the film as a unique and unusual piece of 80s pop culture. The movie's audacious approach, bizarre characters, and commitment to the source material have contributed to its status as a classic. The film remains memorable for its unconventional origins and the controversy it stirred upon its release. It's a prime example of a niche film or a cult classic, appreciated for its unique and irreverent take on the trading cards that inspired it. So that's our episode on the Garbage Pail Kids. It's taken us on a wild and unconventional journey through the bizarre world of a cult classic. We've explored its unique aesthetics, discussed the whimsical score, delved into its thematic elements, introduced you to some of the cast and crew, acknowledged its shortcomings, and looked at some trivia. This film is undoubtedly one of a kind, appreciated by a niche audience for its eccentricities. But as for here at Real Talk, we're awarding this film a 1 out of 10. While it has a dedicated fan base and unique charm, it's important to recognize the technical limitations, uneven pacing, lack of character development, and polarizing humor, which just do not appeal to this audience. Well, and that's it. If you have any questions, comments, or film suggestions, please reach out to us at therealrealtalk@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at RealRealTalkPod and on Instagram at RealRealTalk. We'll be back next time with a Christmas season kickoff featuring a discussion of Meet Me in St. Louis, a classic tale that promises a stark contrast to the peculiar world of the Garbage Pail Kids. Until then, keep watching, keep loving, and keep those reels rolling.